Good day on YouTube, brothers and sisters. I go with a brief devotional. As I just ended my live stream video on Facebook. I was talking today about the topic of abortion. I was reading in my Bible today in 2 Kings chapter 8, in particular verse 12, where basically the prophet Elisha was grieving over the sins of the culture 3,000 years ago of murder, violence, and the killing of babies. You see, brothers and sisters, God's ways never change. And violence and the killing of innocent babies always goes hand in hand. Planned Parenthood, founded by a woman by the name of Margaret Sanger, has many of its clinics today in America in inner cities where there's much violence, such as Chicago, New York, Detroit, Los Angeles. You see, wherever you see a culture that engages in violence, entertains it, as I said last week, cannibalism. Years ago, I heard from a pastor, years ago, if you heard of someone killing someone and cutting up their body parts, you grieved over it, you vexed, you were grossed about it. Now a lot of our young people are so desensitized that they go to movies and see this and they laugh and they think it's a joke. What has happened in our culture, brothers and sisters, is that our young people have become desensitized. They've watched violent videos for so long that they think that it's okay to go out and do the things that they see going on TV, and it's just, kumbaya, whatever. When I worked at a group home many years ago, for 12 years I was there was some girls, and I remember they would go down to the bottom of the hill and there was an abortion clinic, and they would have an abortion, come back, and I remember times they would try to cut their wrist, they got depressed, they felt guilty for what they did. Everyone has a choice. Yes, it's a woman's choice, but our choices come with consequences. And why? Because the Bible is very clear that whatever is in that womb is from God. It is alive. In Luke chapter 1, verse 41, when the mother of Jesus, Mary, went to visit her cousin Elizabeth, John the Baptist, it says, leapt in the womb. He heard the voice of Mary. Psalm 139, verses 13 to 16, basically say that God knitted us in our mother's womb. The prophet Jeremiah was known by God from the womb. Jeremiah 1:5 says that before I knew you to be a prophet, I formed you in your mother's womb. My brothers and sisters, we have, unfortunately, in America, killed some 55 to 60 million babies since January 22nd, 1973. On average, about 1,500 babies are killed every day in America. And many in our culture are desensitized to it. They pay hardly any mind to it. God forbid there's a school shooting, and as tragic as it is, instead of people getting on their knees, like years ago when there was a tragedy in America, whether it was a bombing, a shooting, Christian leaders like Billy Graham and others were called in to bring healing, bring scripture verses. The country got on its knees and prayed to God. And now what we do is we talk about gun control. That's because our culture has become desensitized to the value of human life. I get angry sometimes when I hear this catchy phrase, whose life matters, this life matters, that life matters. My brothers and sisters, every life matters because God is not a respecter of persons. Romans chapter 2, verse 11. Every life on earth, from the womb to the tomb, matters to God. May God have mercy on our land, brothers and sisters. As I said, God is a holy, just God. He cannot be mocked. The killing of babies in the womb is murder. It's not just a choice. Yes, it's a choice, but it's murder. And why not? The founder of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger herself, believed in genocide. She believed in the sterilization of certain people and in a culture. And that's exactly what it is. But unfortunately, many who have become desensitized have been baited by this lie and hooked. Just like when you go fishing, you put good bait on the hook and you catch the fish. And a lot of people in our culture have been hooked and crooked. by this lie of abortion. God bless you all this day. Take care.